What it do, fellas? So this video is all about, yes, replace, and she will chase. So absolutely, when you go ahead and replace this woman, it gets to the new. And no, I don't be cussing or none of that, but this is how females be talking, If you got the next girls, I'm like, new girl type of stuff. Or sometimes it could just be like, okay, you're gonna replace me. This girl's not really better than me. So a lot of this stuff, you guys kind of get the vibe of competitiveness going on and stuff like that. So I'll get into the competitiveness, but I have a main thing that I have to talk about. I'll get into in a second. But first thing, make sure you do give this video a big thumbs up. And fellas, if y'all have different types of videos, because now you see I'm talking about other girls replacing and trying to bring different topics for you guys. So if you do have other topics as well, make sure you let me know by commenting down below. All right, and lastly, if you want to speak to me, like I be telling y'all, I'm ready to talk to y'all. All you have to do is book that consultation by clicking that link down below after this video. Check out the prices, amazing deals right now. All right, so let's get to the first thing. And this first thing, I have to jump to it so quickly, well, kind of, but this first thing is intimidated. So yes, the first reason that she gets to the chasing, she will chase when you replace, is due to the facts of how intimidated she feels. So I'm going to start off with you guys, and then I'm going to talk about the female, how much she's feeling like that girl's a threat, that girl looks good, all this types of stuff in a minute. And remember how I was talking about competitiveness? Yes, I'll talk about that as well in a minute. But backtrack to you. She's now intimidated by you. It's not crazy, because you got to look at it like this. This whole time, she's been putting you through the most. You've been going through so much with this girl. And the facts of it is that you just had to replace her for her to start feeling ways. Are you serious? And yes, it gets down to this. And then also consider this. Every woman is different, but that woman, it might have just hit her ego this way, right? So I'm saying some of y'all will never dare to get a new girl. Some of y'all will never dare to go out there and see what the world has to offer and all these good things, right? Because y'all get so stuck. And then now she sees that, wow, you are capable of actually replacing, and this intimidation really, really gets to her. So it's kind of just the feels of, when I talk so strongly about she looks down on you, she puts you down most times also. But this is the lack of respect women have for men, right? It's, I see you, but you see me, right? So that means I could do better, I get better. But yet, when you as a fella decide, I'm done, or you know what, it's time to replace, this is the threat to her too. This is the, you're actually going to be gone. And fellas, I'm not even talking about how you're spending or treating this girl right and how much this really will bother this other girl. I'm not even talking about that even yet. But you see, a lot of this stuff doesn't even happen. A lot of y'all don't think it will ever happen just because of how much she moves with you guys. So first things first, even though I got into the discussion, but first things first is knowing that don't take her serious. As in, like, she might make you feel like, well, if I replace her, she'll forget about me and, maybe I'll be happy and stuff, but she does not care. Do not take her actions serious until you go replace. And then you'll see what I really mean. Because what's going to happen, sometimes it's going to get to her. Okay, now let's just go, and I was going to say go back and forth. I will go back to the intimidation that she feels from you, right? Once again, she looks at you as not valuable enough to get another girl, and then let alone the type of girl you get, right? But let me just move on to the intimidation that she feels from that other woman. Oh my gosh. So this intimidation really just starts rising up because this woman is gorgeous. Now, mind you, yes, not every girl is going to look better than that girl. First of all, just in general, real facts, right? We know what the beauty standards is and whatnot. But also in her mind, with females, they know what types of girls will get more attention. They also notice what girls, like as in she'll see the behavior. She'll see that a guy like you that is actually pretty valuable, she might have took advantage, or, she thought the grass was greener on the other side. And so, yeah, you still can get a hot, pretty looking girl. And it's just looking like, whoa, oh, you took my man? But it's only gonna really kick in for this female is that sorry, I almost skipped, I jumped almost too quickly there. But it's only really gonna bother her if you really move on with her. So sometimes y'all are just trying to make her somewhat jealous. I'll talk about jealous and all that type of stuff in a different video. That's a whole nother topic, you know, how it goes. But I want to say sometimes y'all are trying to make her jealous, right? Sometimes she's gonna get jealous as well with that female. But yet the downfall is actually her feeling like that female could actually get booted out and that she's just there temporary. So it just means that, okay, maybe she'll feel away, or maybe you're doing this, but you're not going to get to me. Either way, she's not intimidated in those moments. The longer, this is where y'all got to be consistent with everything you do, right? The longer you keep another woman around, the more you kind of show her off. Not that you're trying to show off for your ex or that other girl you're trying to get to chase or whatever, but it's the facts of this girl keeps seeing her. And then the facts of this girl looks good, right? Your new chick looks really good. So this competition that kind of comes up with a lot of females, they get the threat, they feel intimidated, when that female is better looking in her opinion. Now, some of y'all will be like, well, she's so full of herself, or her ego is so high up, she'll never come down to feel the ways of, well, that girl is so pretty, or that girl, you know, is better than her and stuff like that. Fellas, though, that's actually cap. Because a lot of women know what a woman actually is valuable for. So I'm just saying, like, if she's right in front of you, this girl, and she's making you happy, it doesn't mean that all her beauty depends on just her beauty. But it does mean that the prettier she is, the higher her beauty is, yes, then she will feel a lot more intimidated. So in other words, you could have a girl that's like a 7, 8, right? And we could say even a 6. But yet, you know, maybe she has other valuable things. You spent a lot of money on her as well, right? That's something I kind of brought up earlier. It just brings more value to her. Because then back to her, she's feeling like, well, why did she get that? So sometimes, and this is wild to say, but sometimes some females start feeling like that girl is more beautiful than she actually is, yes, just because you start spending more money on her. That's the intimidation that comes on her as well, you can say, and then a little bit of jealousy or whatever, but more so it's just like, well, why would you even? Do you see me? Do you see? And this is where she comes back to just try to get you back for the wrong reasons, right? But she's thinking in her head, well, you're willing to spend all that money before on her. You were willing to spend all this money on me before, or you did, or you still will. So what is her end goal? Just to get you back, to get that from you. She never actually wanted you, never from before, not now, none of that. And so that's the wrong reasons, right? I wanted to add that, but to put that to the side. The next thing that y'all gotta get that when she's trying to literally just chase you, and I know this sounds bad because you would think that she's chasing you for all the right reasons in this types of videos, but come on, we're talking about modern day. So the next thing that y'all got to get with her trying to get to you with intimidation, what she's going to expect is that this girl is going to start feeling or backing off of you. So what girls start doing when, and once again, we'll talk about jealousy and all that stuff in a different video, but just add jealousy and then being threatened, being intimidated. What girls start going into this stage of is, well, I'm gonna either step up or, you know what, I gotta actually step away. So for example, for a girl, you know, with her ego and pride, if there's another woman that gets more attention, more recognition, or let's just say more guys actually like her overall, then that girl, her ego will have to be tucked in and she's gonna have to just back up a bit, right? And it's just down to the fact that in that way she gets humbled now because another woman is looking great. So it's kind of similar, the feelings that she'll feel, right, when this woman comes around. So what y'all got to get that when you keep this woman around and you make her feel like this woman will never go anywhere, she's now stuck at a humble state. And the only way sometimes in those cases for her to feel better or move on is going to be down to how the next days, the next weeks is going to be accepting. So I'm saying, like, she's never going to like the facts of you have another pretty girl. Now, I know I did kind of talk about pretty and looks a little bit, but y'all got to know it's the same thing with status and money. If I'm going to talk about y'all, I'm going to be talking about that stuff. And I'm going to keep talking about it because that's what in the modern day it revolves around for y'all to get more women. Same thing with women. The beauty standards, y'all know how it goes with it. So I'm just saying, yes, the other female that you do replace your girl, your ex with, whatever, I'm saying, yes, she somewhat does have to look good. Now, I just have to mention that. I'm sorry, fellas, but I have to mention that because, you know, in the modern day, how is she going to feel like, you know, you're really doing so much more or you're having more value? And yes, getting beautiful looking women is adding value to yourself. I know that sounds a little wild as well, but no, it's very much true, right? So, and it shows there's a reason why these females are going to you, right? So now backtrack to all this intimidation, all these feelings that she's feeling. Y'all got to get that from the jump. She's doubted you. So with the combination of other females or another woman being replaced, being in your life, it gets her to really doubt, or you know what, let's say it like this, all that she thought that was true this whole entire time, it gets her to really now feel how wrong she is. And then also, when I say it's like her coming back for the wrong reasons, she starts chasing for the wrong reasons. Yes, it's, yeah, I want to get back and just fulfill my ego. But it's also sometimes just the facts of she feels a way in that moment. So she might be meaning genuine words, or she might want you, and she might feel like, you know, that whole, well, I learned my lesson. She might feel all those things, but it does not mean a single thing, because it's like once you start giving her that love, that affection, or whatever it is that you were giving her to her before, or now that you're doing to this new woman, once you start doing exactly this, right? It doesn't make her actually stay the same way as this new version that she's become. So she'll make you feel like, well, you know, you replaced me. Why would you do that? Let's try this again, or let's start all over. All types of things like this, right? But yet the truth of it is, here's the moral of the story, is that you take her back, and yet she's still the same type of chick. You take her back, nothing has changed. And this is really just proving the facts of, yes, women run based on the same things. You know, beauty really impacts them. Her looking beautiful matters, of course. And then the next chick that you have beside you. Now, just take this into consideration, because I won't really be talking about it. You know, maybe not anytime soon. I'm not sure. But just take this into consideration. If you happen to just live a lifestyle where, let's say this, you just move day by day and you're just around random girls, random chicks, right? You're not going to get the same reaction. You're not probably going to get her to chase as much because she knows your types of habits. So this applies more for the guys that wouldn't really get a new chick. And then also for the guys that don't normally get girls that look so well. So I'm just saying, if it means that there's certain areas in your life, such as going out more, I have to mention it, being on dating sites, things like that. If it means that, then it has to be that. But also considering, if you're a guy that already is known to replace, it's not that exciting to see you with the next girl, because you become really, really predictable. So that's the last thing we'll talk about, the predictableness that falls into the intimidation and everything. If you're a predictable guy, she will never feel intimidated by you. So any action that you give, the one that I just gave to you guys, right? The one of going out, replacing a female, or, you know, you're just the type of guy that, it's expected for you to definitely 100% go and get another beautiful woman. Yes, I add beautiful, but beautiful is not really the point of it right now. But if you are that type of guy, it takes away the excitement. So it just means that she knows every single time y'all talk, y'all get closer, it gets somewhere with y'all, you're gonna love her, and then you're gonna be a lover man. So in other words, a lover man will definitely be the guy that, you know, loves on females and stuff like that. But not to give you an exact definition, it's just she knows that he's gonna be on that puppy love thing with her too. Or you know what, the next girl, he's gonna be showing love, that lovey-dovey type of stuff, you know, all that good cute stuff, but it's gonna be with the next woman. All right, so I'll just really wrap up this video to lastly get to the saying of, y'all want to make sure you're so far from being predictable, right? So you just want to always make sure you're on this mysterious tip. So not replacing females from time to time, don't do that. And then if you have a main girl, sometimes sometimes it's better to show her face once. Sometimes it's better to just put that girl out there for the world to see, for that ecstasy. And then, yeah, you'll see afterwards how she gets to the replacing. But just keep in mind, when she gets to replacing, you have to leave it at that on her part. So, you know, after that, it's just like, okay, there's nothing else you could do. Like, you get the game, you see what it takes, and live your life. Lastly, that I want to add is that live your life. This is very important. Live your life not trying to piss her off, not trying to get a rise or reaction out of her. So don't go get a new girl just because you're trying to get her mad, especially when, once again, you're expected to do that, or we all know that you're really just putting a female in your life to cover it up, okay? So I was about to burp. I had to just do that. So lastly, I will just say is make sure you definitely are not just getting a female just to piss off, like I said, the female that you want back or that you want to chase. Make sure that this is real intention, and that at the end of the day, these females are going to be sticking around no matter if that girl is there. And that's how you really get to her the most. And then, like I said, the more beauty this girl brings to the table, the more value it brings to you, and the more intimidation that will rise up on this female. And then at the end of the day, you gotta know that this is the stuff that will get more reactions out of her. So the whole chasing, I didn't go into details on what types of forms of chasing, but I wouldn't say I need to, but just get that if it's texting, if it means that she's watching your stories and is stalking. I'm just saying it's steps by steps, or some females will be stalking you for real types of stuff. But it just means that you'll notice, you pay attention to those moments that she's chasing. You'll notice the differences, right? You'll know that this behavior is chasing. And fellas, once again, if it's for the wrong reasons, you know it. You'll see it. Don't doubt yourself. All right. So make sure next time you do get a nice girl, don't be afraid to show her off, but don't be the guy that's trying to prove a point. And fellas, if you genuinely, this is the best part, if you genuinely do get a girl that is for you, a good girl, she has it going on, a lot to offer, that's even going to be better for you, due to the fact that you're not really doing this at all for her, the ex, or that girl, or the better yet is actually you're doing this at the end of the day to actually be with this new girl. So you actually have new feelings, and it's not reminiscing, reflecting, or what could I do next to get back my ex or get her to chase and things like that. All right, so find true love. Maybe it is right around the corner. Don't go searching, but just know that it's possible, and stop trying to have it be with her, fellas. All right, so if you do want to talk more about her, if there is more issues that y'all got going on that y'all want to talk about, or maybe positive stuff, it doesn't even have to be about her, it could be about your life. Make sure you book that consultation, click that link, and check out all the links down below, fellas. And lastly, don't forget about the Patreon that has videos you'll never see on here. Y'all will see me in my next video. Bye, guys.